Hi everyone, today I'm going to be doing an every book I read in 2024 video. Even though I'm not a book channel, I still love my books very much and I will do anything to make a book video, and this is a classic, so we're going to get right into it. I read, I think, 20 books this year. That was my reading goal, so I'm really happy that I made it. I do think that the goal like pushed me to read more. I almost didn't make it. I was like, this is not okay. So that was that. I don't know what I'm gonna do my goal next year. I might make it less, but also I feel like I should make it like one more. That might be the new like trend, like one more than the last year. But what I've noticed is I'm very busy, and I feel like I found myself forcing myself to read instead of just wanting to read. I feel like that's really toxic and just doesn't make it as exciting. So I feel like I need to reevaluate that. But anyway, let's get right into it. First book I'm going to talk about, this is not in any order at all, I just am pulling them out. But we have Shipped by Angie Hockman. This is one of the summer books I read. I always make sure I have a good list of summer TBRs. I think I had 8 books this year, which is crazy ambitious. Or was it 6? Because if it was 8, that's crazy, but maybe it was. But it also could have been 6, like that's valid. I don't know. Anyway, I liked this book. I didn't love it. I think I gave it 3 stars. I'm just gonna guess the stars because I don't really feel like scrolling through my, well, I guess I could. That's actually smart because then I can look at my review. Oh, okay. I gave Shipped, actually, I gave it 4 stars, which is insane. I didn't think I liked it that much. Oh, it reminded me, it was very much on Honeymooners ex-hating game. It was, they were competing for the same job, and sorry, I'm literally just reading my review. I can just read the review out loud to you guys, why not? So I wrote, description is very accurate, so read the description. Workplace rivals, enemies to lovers with great banter and a beautiful Galapagos Island setting. That's where they went to. The chemistry was adorable, and it's the perfect beach read, and it was a really easy read, which I think I needed at the time. So yeah, I think they're competing for the same dream role, so we love that. Another summer TBR book was, another book on my summer list was The Infinity Between Us. I heard really good reviews for this as a summer book, but guys, I don't know if this put me in a book slump or I was in a book slump before I read this, but I was so very bored. I think I skimmed the last like 10 chapters. I don't know what was going on with me. I just wasn't into it, which sucked because I know it's one of the top summer books. I gave it 3 stars. Oh, 3.5 I wrote. Oh, I didn't read it in the summer. This is the problem. So I didn't finish my TBRs. I wasn't ambitious. So I read this in September, and I said that I would have enjoyed it more if I read it in the summer, potentially. But I don't know. Cute Second Chance Lovers. Almost identical to Summer I Turned Pretty. I think it's 2 brothers. The one that, I think they're selling a house and she comes back and sees him. Lots of heavy trauma, and there was a big plot twist with the parents at the end. I don't know. Maybe if I read it in the summer it would have been better. Next, we have Between Us by Mari McFarlane. I was disappointed in this book. I love Haley Pham and she loves Mari McFarlane, and I know she also likes Emily Henry and other similar authors that I like, so I was had really high hopes because she said this is one of her favorite books ever and she loves this author's writing, but unfortunately I didn't really like the writing. I don't know if it was the plot or the writing, but to me it was both. But maybe more the writing, which is unfortunate, but basically I gave it 3 stars, which is, you know, it's okay, but it's not great. I wrote Joe Powell When I Catch You. He's the main love interest and he's literally the worst. Literally the worst. This book is like I don't know how to say her name. Roshan, something like that. And Joe, they are with their friend group. It's kind of reminded me of, no, people say it reminds them of Conversations with Friends. But I feel like it reminded me of Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. I think that was the friend group one. It's a whole friend group. There's Joe and Roshin basically are about to break up, but they act like their relationship is perfect even though she's miserable. And they're just like having this weekend with all their longtime friend group, but there's like clearly a lot of distance between all of them, and it's like a whole thing. I guess the friend group thing is cute, but I think it was the writing. I said I was severely bored for most of this book, and until the best friends to lovers trope. You'll see what that is. There's another love interest. Basically, boy has always been secretly in love with the girl but never said anything because their time never worked. It was really cute, but it only was maybe the last 5 chapters. I don't know. Maybe if you like that this type of book. Then the most anticipated sequel, Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. I loved Better Than the Movies. It was a perfect read. I read it when I was senior year of high school. It was super cute. It had so many like Taylor references and like artists that I love, and it just like was such a like joyful read. Like I was just happy reading it. And like they're so cute. Unfortunately, I don't think this needed a sequel. And I think I knew that going into it, but I was like, okay, maybe it'll be fine. I just don't see the point of this book. This is the last book I read in 2024, actually, but we're talking about it now. I gave it 3 stars. I just think that, like, why have them break up? They're, like, broken up for most of this book. I just feel like all that for this, it was kind of, like, a dumb plot point. Anyway, I talked about how it's crazy that I read this my senior year of high school and now I'm in my junior year of college. Wild. But I said I found the book a little too juvenile. I think that also could be it. I think that, like, I read this when I was 18 and now I'm 21. The writing just is a little immature for me. They're in college in this, but, like, I don't know if this is how the writing was in Better Than the Movies, but I don't know. I was kind of, like, cringed out. There was, like, a lot of cringy conversations. I said I would have ate it up if I read it then. I think that younger readers will enjoy this, and I did love all the Taylor Swift references, even though I do think they were overdone. It was a little bit too much, as I said, cringy. I don't know. Try it out. I mean, if you read the first one, you gotta read the second one. Guys, then I read the best series in the world, and I'm obsessed with it, and I cannot wait for the 3rd book, and I literally love them so much, and I think you all know that because I've talked about it in all my videos, but The Powerless trilogy, only the 2 are out. Oh my god, these are the... I have not felt this way about a book series since Hunger Games, and I'm so happy. Like, Lauren Roberts, I love you. I love these covers. The tension. I am not someone who loves super spicy books. Like, I do not like The Deal by Elle Kennedy because I thought it was too spicy. Obviously, I'm okay with some. Like, it makes sense. This one doesn't have spice, but the tension is insane, and that's all I want in a book. I'm gonna read you my reviews because I feel like they'll encompass it, but basically, Kai and Peyton. Kai is a prince, Peyton is an ordinary. She hides and pretends she has powers, but she doesn't, and they compete in the purging games, kind of like the Hunger Games, and Kai's supposed to win, but he ends up protecting Peyton, and it's like an enemies to lovers. There's a plot twist and a crazy cliffhanger. This is for Powerless. Oh, this is one of the quotes that I am obsessed with. If I am to be her enemy, I want it to be because she loathes herself for wanting me. You're kidding. You're kidding. So if that doesn't make you read this book, then I don't know what will. Reckless, most insane ending of all time cliffhanger that I literally could not stop thinking about it. Like, I went to bed restless because of it. Which should be the book title. Reckless? No, Restless. It's a quote from this book because they just have, as you can see, crazy book tabs because of all the quotes, especially, just mostly from Kai. Another one. Kai says, "You are more than those things." Peyton says, you overestimate me. And then Kai goes, "No, I just see you." So good. Guys, this is like the book that you need to read. At the end, I'll tell you what my favorite book of the year is, but I think you can predict. Then we have the only memoir, Dolly Alderton's Everything I Know About all those things, but it's technically Everything I Know About Love. I am obsessed with this book. Every girl who is entering her 20s needs to read this book. It honestly, like, will change your perspective on life, but also friendship. This is a book about friendship. It's not a book about romance. In the end, that's what it is about. And oh, it's so good. I just love Dolly. Like, anything she says is amazing. So many like amazing things I wrote from here. What did I say about my... Yeah, it's just so much advice. I wish I could like, I can go to pull up a random like thing and we can see what it says. This is about her friend. Everything will change. The love we have for each other stays the same, but the format, the tone, the regularity, and the intimacy of our friendship will change forever. About growing up. Okay, this end quote about her best friend is so cute. And finally, thank you, Farley. Without those unwearing, cheering, championing, I would not have written this book. You always will be my favorite love story. Like, so cute. There's so many good quotes in here. I just can't find them right now. Read this. Songs in Ursa Major by Emma Brody. This is like a Daisy Jones and the Six kind of vibe. That's why I wanted to read it. I missed that book. I gave this... Oh, I gave Everything I Know About Love 5 stars, obviously. I didn't even talk about that. Powerless and Reckless also both got 5 stars. This book, 4 stars. I said, if you love Daisy Jones, you'll like this. Jane and Jessie are twin souls. They help each other write their music. But Jessie is going to destroy Jane mentally. Kind of like how Billy does to Daisy. They're each other's muse. They write songs about each other. They're both singers. And it was just cute seeing Jane's dynamic with all the boys in the band. Again, this is literally sounds like Daisy Jones. And there's a lot of good things about family trauma. Like, that's a main subject of this. And Jane has some beautiful songs that she writes that kind of coincide with that. But I do think this is a little heavy with the words. They're also really small. So it's kind of a long book. Picking Daisies on a Sunday by Liana Cincotti. This is a book I saw on TikTok, so I was a little scared, but heard about Taylor Swift references, and it just seems like the perfect little love story. The cover is literally kind of blurry, which is kind of funny, and the cover is beautiful. Like, it is the aesthetic book. I gave this 4 stars. I really loved this book. Childhood best friends to lovers. What? You can't go wrong with that. A lot of miscommunication in this, which is one of my least favorite tropes. My favorite trope and my least favorite one is in this. But they're reuniting after a lot of years, which is also another trope. But the miscommunication did drive me crazy. But I did get so many little like butterflies with the moments between Daisy and Levi. And the Taylor references were super cute, and they talked about rom-coms a lot, which is my language, so I loved that. And I also said Daisy's very me-coded. If I could remember a little more about her, I wish I could. And you kind of learn why it's called this and what this setting is, which is cute. Then every summer, I look forward to another Carly Fortune book, just like my Emily Henry. I love her. This is the 3rd book she has written since Every Summer After. I loved Every Summer After. One of my favorite summer books. I gave it 5 stars. And it's been hard to top it. I did not like Meet Me at the Lake. I would say this one is in the middle. This summer will be different. It is set in Prince Edward Island, which was a really fun setting. Alex likes to shuck oysters. I thought that was like a cute little summery part of it. I gave it 3 stars, so it wasn't 3.5 stars. Wasn't like my favorite thing. I do want to visit Prince Edward Island after this. And one thing about Carly is she's really good at describing a setting. And I don't know, I fell in love with Felix. Like, I got it. I was very much Lucy. And this is best friend's brother. I forgot about that. Did they hide I think they did have to hide their relationship. Best friend's younger brother. I guess something just didn't click with their love story as much as Every Summer After. They kept being like, and this is what I wrote, the mine me you stuff drove me crazy. I guess they called each other mine, and it was a weird like way they were wording that. I wish I could find an example. it was just really cheesy, I think, which I've noticed I don't like. We have Wildflower by Hannah Grace. I didn't like Icebreaker very much. Again, too much spice. It wasn't for me. But I did want to read Wildflower because it is fire. Because it is a camp setting, which is cute, like camp counselor romance. I'm a camp counselor. Would eat that up, right? I give it 2 stars. So I just don't like Hannah Grace's writing, to be quite frank. Promising start, then it went downhill. The plot, non-existent. There's no plot in this. Like, it just doesn't really make sense. I felt like it was going in circles and nothing new to hear about the characters. There is some connection with the Icebreaker characters, which is kind of fun, so if you read that first. Yeah, I really liked the idea of it. Like, I wanted more camp vibes than sneaking at a camp. Like, what's the point? Yeah. I almost DNF'd it, but I did, and I skimmed the last, like, 5 chapters, so. We have the infamous Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. First of all, I hate how big this is. I wanted the smaller one. I don't know what happened here, but I did really want this cover. I didn't want the other cover, so whatever to get this cover. Don't kill me. I didn't love this book. I understand the vibe, like Gossip Girl, right? I understand. But I did not like BJ, to be I hate saying this out loud. I didn't like him very much. He's just like Chuck Bass. I hate Chuck Bass. So what do you think? I did give it 3 stars, so I guess it wasn't awful. Like, at times I was like really into it. It's just like wasn't the book for me. But there's a crazy plot twist at the end. I don't remember what it was, to be honest, but there was a crazy plot twist at the end. And yeah, I didn't really understand the crazy hype about it, but I understand maybe people who like things like The Deal would like this. It's just like F-boy. Like, he's an F-boy. And it's like that kind of soulmate trope. It just like doesn't make sense to me. Like, he's so toxic. Magnolia deserved better. And they're just such a toxic relationship. Like, I just didn't want to, like, I feel like I read it and I'm like, I want him. I didn't want him, so I feel like it wasn't as exciting. Oh, literally part of my review says I'm team Tom England. I think I remember him, and I feel like that's a really rare comment, but I'd rather her with him. I thought they were cute. I don't remember if he wronged her. I really want to read Daisy Hates because I heard that people like that one better. So I feel like I want to try that one out. Checkmate by Ali Hazelwood. I love Ali Hazelwood. Her writing is so like addictive. She just like gets it. And I like that her books all have super different like kind of plot lines. Like I love Hypothesis, like different like job settings. This is all about chess. And at first I was like, I am not interested in this at all. I don't understand chess. I don't really care for chess. But I think I saw someone on TikTok or one of the book influencers that I follow rave about it. So I wanted to try it. And guys, this was like the most, I would give this like most surprisingly like one of my favorite reads. I didn't expect it. Like most unexpected favorite. It was just so cute. I could have finished it in one setting if I wasn't busy doing like homework in college. But it was like such like, I was zooming through it. Yeah, chess rivals to lovers, so they are rivals. And it's so good. Like, I just love a good, like, I love academic rivals. This is kind of like the same vibe. They're just like lovable main characters. I got so much butterflies from them, like the tension. You could feel it through the pages. So cute. 4 stars. That reminds me, I need to read more Ali Hazelwood this year. I feel like I didn't read enough. I only read 1. Then we got Funny Story, Emily Henry. Every year we get a Emily Henry book. And she's my favorite author, and I will read anything she writes. Funny Story. People loved this one. People loved it. But I didn't love it. I really didn't love it. I honestly... It could be my least favorite one by her, guys. Which is really hurtful to say because I do love her. And I think this like had a lot of promising... Like, it had a promising plot. Just it didn't like hit with me the way it was, the way I wish. I gave it 3 stars, which isn't bad. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it started off really slow and then it got strong, but then it fell short. That's like my best explanation for it. Just like when they finally built their connection, I started getting bored. I just feel like it plateaued. I feel like this is a really unpopular opinion. Please don't kill me. I just like got cringed out. This is my favorite word. Cringed out meter. Like, well, how many times am I gonna say this in this video? I got a little cringed out by some of the things they were saying, and I just was not as charmed with Miles as I usually am with her characters, which kind of sucked. I think they're a little older in this one, which maybe also didn't help me to connect. It wasn't very summery. I guess, oh, Michigan. Waiting Bay, Michigan. I didn't like feel as immersed with the setting as I usually am with hers. Miles was cute, like he was a nice boy, and I liked the forced proximity trope. That's always good, and we got fake dating, also love that. But I just needed more. And another one of my favorite girlies, Abby Jimenez, came out with Just for the Summer, and this is one of the best summer reads I've ever read, or one of my favorite books. First of all, the cover is the most gorgeous thing in the world, and I feel like this plot was something that I would have never come up with, but it was genius and it worked so well. And Justin is the ultimate book boyfriend. Like, oh, I need to find the quote that everyone talks about. I think I wrote it in my review. 4 stars, but I think it's more like 4.5 stars. Oh yes, you're not asking too much. You were just asking the wrong person. Ask me instead. Oh my god, when he said that. Like, that is the book quote. Yeah, it was just a great summer read. Such good banter in this. Like, this is the banter book. Yeah, they meet to like break a curse that every time they break up with someone, they meet the person they're gonna marry after. Like, their ex meets the one after. And it's like, they meet off of a Reddit post. And it's just like so like funny. Like, I don't know. It was just like I was giggling, kicking my feet reading this at the beach. It was so good at the beach. I miss this. I miss the way I felt reading this at the beach. And I also, underrated plot is Emma and Maddie's friendship. They're just so cute and I just love it. They were like staying in like the second house cottage on the Emma's crazy mother's property, or crazy mother's boyfriend's property, rich boyfriend's property, and they were like taking, I think, a canoe back and forth. Like, they couldn't get to the other side without going on water. It was just funny. I was saying they're platonic loves of each other's lives, so it's a cute story about friendship too. Love this, so good. We're almost done. I read a lot. I feel like this is taking forever. Then we had the sequel to If He Had Been With Me. This is If Only I Had Told Her by Laura Nowlin. This is Finney's point of view. If I Had Been With Her is one of my favorite books ever, and it absolutely destroyed me. It is one of the saddest books, if not the saddest book I've ever read. So to get Finney's point of view was needed. I wanted this. I gave this 4 stars. Some people did not like this. I feel like I rated it higher than most people. Also got Jack's point of view, and that's Finney's best friend. Yes, and I feel like was really like good to get, because we really learn the person that Finney was aside from being with Autumn. I cried more in this than If He Had Been With Me. Oh no, how could I forget that? Yeah, anyway, just having to let go of these characters her all over again. I actually did think this was needed, and I think this is the perfect use of a sequel. When you need another point of view, like, that makes sense to me. The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary. I've been wanting to read this for so long. It's been on my TBR for forever, and I finally got to it, and this was one of my favorite books of the year. I gave it 5 stars. It was just so good. This is Forced Proximity. They basically, Tiffy and Leon are sharing an apartment, but they have never met each other, because he is I think he is a surgeon, or he works in the hospital, and he takes the night shift, so he's there during the day and she's there at night. But it was just so good. Like, this is such a rom-com, and that's why they made it a TV show. I watched the TV show. I thought it was good. I thought it was a pretty good depiction, and it was like similar, like, cute banter. I think the book is obviously better. But I do think like this deserved a TV show Maybe a movie would have been better. But yeah, it was just like, I love this trope, and I know that I think the American Roommate Experiment or whatever is also similar to this. Like, I love the sharing like an apartment but like never meeting. Like, that's crazy. And I think they did sticky notes everywhere, which was so cute. The chemistry, like, you could literally feel it, and they weren't even together at the time. Oh, I didn't like the writing style for Leon. It's like not full sentences. I don't want to explain it. It's like dialogue with the colon, which I didn't like, but Tiffany's isn't like that. So that took me a while. I have to get used to it, but that's okay. Still got 5 stars. Another popular book I read was 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I loved this book. It was so like beautiful and such a cool like plot. Basically it's like a ghost. I gave this 4 stars, probably 4.5 stars to be honest. The biggest takeaway I got from this is like, never waste a minute of time, because time is everything and you can just waste it, and then you waste the moment and waste the future you could have had. Especially with love. Don't worry about how your love story will end, just be present. And it's just like a book of self-discovery. She moves into her aunt's apartment. She finds a guy in it, but he's like a ghost because he's living in the past. The New York City setting is really fun. Said that invisible string is the way to describe their love story, so if that tells you anything. And the final book of 2024 is Stars in an Italian Sky by Jill Santopolo. She wrote one of my favorite books, The Light We Lost, so I was really excited. I honestly gravitated towards this because of the Italy setting. I thought that would be fun to read when I was in Europe. I got a little bit of a reading slump towards the end of the summer, and this was part of it. I gave it 3.5 stars. I'm not the biggest fan of like historical fiction, which is what this is. It's set in 1946, but it has dual timelines with also 2017. So you're learning the love story of like people's grandparents and then their love story, kind of in a way. So it's set in Genoa. I don't know how you say this. Italy, and also in New York City. It was just like a cute like thing of seeing love stories between 2 generations. And the scenery in Italy is so beautiful. It's a very small like town. And the plot twist, that's what I was talking about, is super like fun. But I did expect it, but it was okay. I do think there's a lot of like unnecessary fluff. This book could have been cut down like a lot. So that's the parts that I was getting uninterested, but it was a good little summer wholesome read. So overall, I would say my top 3 books of 2024 are Powerless, Everything I Know About Love, and The Flat Share. Let me know what your favorite book of 2024 was, and I am so excited to see what 2025 brings. I'm gonna try and read more fantasy romance because this just hit different, and I need more of that. I needed more. So I'm also excited to read the new Hunger Games book on Haymitch's Games, and new Emily Henry is coming, new Carly Fortune, and new Abby Jimenez. See you guys then.